Hello Internet! It's Friday, and I'm really bad at schedules. Before I get on to the meat of the video, I want to let you know that I messed up a little bit on the last Life Scouts video. The order of the Eiffel Tower visits was daytime first, and then nighttime. And the nighttime one was the day before we were supposed to board the plane. And I just, like, really wanted to go and see it at night or something. I don't know. But, yeah. Now to the meat of the video. Yay! As many of you know, I'm in the ROTC program at my university, the Air Force version, not the Army one. I'm an AS300, which means I'm a third year. I'm a POC. I've earned a rated slot, and I'm going to be a combat systems officer, provided I don't mess up something between now and next year. And I've been asked loads of questions by friends and people on the internet, and so I thought that this would be a really good place to give you a really very brief overview of what I do with a little FAQ. Please keep in mind that while the program has some basic organization that every detachment must follow cross-nation, much of the detachment's goings-on are determined by the commander. Also, I have no idea how the Navy, Marine, or Army ROTC programs work, so I'm only speaking for the Air Force ROTC program. Cool? Cool. Let's go. Well, all you gotta do is go to the detachment and express interest in joining. If the recruiting officer is there, then you're going to go back to his or her office, and they will give you an overview of the program. They'll show you a briefing that, it's like a slideshow presentation, that shows you possible jobs that you can get into, which degrees fit best within certain jobs. They'll tell you about scholarship options, contracting options. They'll tell you about what you can expect in the next 4 years, provided you're entering as a 100 or a first year, as opposed to a 250 or a second year who sort of skipped the line, which is what I did. The only prereqs are you have to be a full-time student at either the university the detachment is at or one of the crosstown universities that the detachment serves. You have to be passing. You can't be failing. So, like, if your university says 2.5 is how you pass, then you have to have at least a 2.5. But it's better to have a higher GPA than that, because GPA really is everything. Then you'll fill out this really massive packet that asks all these questions about your history, and then, bam, you're accepted. It's as easy as that. Once you're in, all you have to do is maintain your fitness, make sure you attend at the minimum of 80% of your lead labs, PTs, physical training sessions, and classes. However, go to all of them unless you're, like, dying, because you will be learning things every day. Not necessarily. At the end of your 200 year, you'll be competing for what's known as an EA, enrollment allocation, to go to field training. Field training is ROTC's version of OTS, or basic. If you have to have a certain GPA, a certain SAT modified score, a certain Air Force officer qualifying test score, and you have to have, like, a certain physical score. All these things, like, all these little factors go in, and you compete not just with the cadets in your detachment, but with cadets across the nation. If you get an enrollment allocation, then you'll go to field training, and even then you're still not guaranteed a slot. You have to get through field training. Once you get through that and you graduate, you become what's known as a POC, so you go from the General Military Corps GMC to the POC, which is what I am. And even then you're still not guaranteed a spot. You'll just contract. And so basically what you're saying is, I'm getting paid now. If I, for any reason, get kicked out or drop out, I have to pay you back, or I can serve so many years enlisting, or we come up with some sort of something, because the Air Force is putting a lot of money into you to make sure that you're trained properly. And then once you're contracted, you just have to make sure that you don't seriously mess up in the next couple of years, and then you'll commission. But the only guarantee to commissioning is you've graduated and you're currently in the process of swearing in. Like, that's the actual guarantee. So the detachment is separated by GMC, well, not separated, it's categorized by GMC, POC, and cadre. Cadre are the commissioned and non-commissioned officers, as well as a few civilian workers who basically make sure the detachment is running, and they act as teachers during your classes, because it is a university credit. The POC are the upper level 300 and 400s. Sometimes there are 7 or 800s who are 5th year cadets. Say they're like engineers or something. And they're the ones who essentially run the detachment with help from the cadre. They're the wing staff, they're the group staff, they're the squadron leaders, they're the flight commanders. They make sure that the GMC get educated during lead lab. POC, or GMC, are the 100s, 200s, and 250s. So those are the people that are still learning how to march, still learning basic leadership and followership skills, still learning the history of the Air Force, stuff like that. Their entire focus is to learn, as opposed to lead. But they will be given many leadership opportunities throughout their GMC career, so it's really just up to you to pick up on it as a GMC. Basic is for enlisted members, basic military training, and I honestly can't tell you very much about that because I don't know very much about that. If you have any questions about enlisting, you can go ahead and send me a message and I'll try and get you in contact with the people you need to be in contact with, but honestly, I don't really know how it works that well. Sorry. No, like I said before, our field training sort of subs out for the officer training school, OTS. OTS is just a few months, it's very intensive, it's like 12 weeks or something. Training course for officers who've already graduated school but did not go through the ROTC program. My program, because we go to field training over the summer between 200 and 300 year, and we are being physically trained from 1st to 4th year, and we're constantly learning, that sort of subs it out. So that's really how that works. Okay. This one's kind of specific to universities, so I'm going to tell you how my university does it. 100s and 200s will both attend class once a week. They'll attend it typically on Thursday. They'll have to attend at least 2 physical training sessions of the 4 that we offer, and then you'll have to attend lead lab, which is where we do a lot of our marching. 100s will be learning military decorum, uniform stuff, basic military things. They're in their class, and they'll be learning marching drills for the most part during lead lab. 200s will be learning about Air Force history, and during lead lab they will be honing their leadership skills, doing a lot of remedial drill. And then during the spring semester, when they're competing for field training, they'll be in a much more high-intensity environment where they are taught to react under pressure in a way that is beneficial to everyone. 300s attend class twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We also attend something called stand-up, which is a briefing that goes over whatever happened in lead lab the week before and what we plan on doing in the week ahead. We also attend 2 of 4 physical training sessions, and we also have to be at lead lab. Instead of learning at lead lab, we're leading it. So we can be flight commanders or squadron commanders. It's not very typical for a 300 to be or a group commander, but we do have one this year that is a group commander, and that's really cool for her, like, dude. We are in charge of just making sure everything runs smoothly during lead lab. 400s also attend class, I think twice a week. I don't know the days. I think it's Monday, Wednesday, or something like that. They also attend stand-up with us. They also attend lead lab. They're usually the wing and group commanders, and so a lot of their stuff is behind the scenes. They're the ones who do a lot of the pre-planning and ensuring that people get the training that they need to get. And last but not least, all of the cadets, 100s through 400s, are capable of being a part of extracurricular activities, including honor guard or dining out committee, or there's a lot. Anyway, hopefully I answered everybody's questions. If I missed anything, please feel free to send me a message. If there's anything else you'd like me to elaborate on, feel free to send me a message, and I will try and do my best to answer you. I'm sorry this was a long video, but it is kind of informative, so yeah. Until probably 10 minutes from now, because I need to do my other video.